All right, welcome to this today's OET review class for medicine again. Um, it's actually very important for us to understand um, the marking scheme, what the examiner is actually looking at for. In OET letter writing, you have 6 domains that you really need to demonstrate in your letter writing. The first domain is the purpose of the letter. The purpose of the letter. The examiner is trying to see if you achieve the aim of that letter writing. Yeah. In this particular domain, the examiner is looking at whether you've actually fulfilled the task that you were given. And in this domain, how I used to describe it for you to understand this is this. There are 3 things they are looking at for in this particular domain. Number one, did you define the type of letter that you are asked to write? The commonest letters in OET are the referral, transfer, and discharge. But you still have other letters that like the request, inform, and all. So whatever terminology they use in the writing task, that's what you're going to write. If the letter if in the writing task they ask you to write a request letter to a particular consultant, and in your letter writing you now said I'm writing to refer. In that case, you've already started missing out on the purpose of the letter. So that's one aspect of defining the purpose of the letter. The second aspect of defining the purpose of the letter, it's your ability to identify the problem in the case notes. In the case notes that you are given, what was the problem? Because there is a problem why you, as the doctor in that case note, is trying to either refer a patient or transfer a patient. There is a problem you are unable to solve or challenging to you. So once you're able to identify that problem, it's based on that problem that all the parts of the letter will be built on. So you must identify that problem clearly in your introduction. The last part, it's now what you want the reader to do for the patients. You've identified this problem. What exactly do you want the reader to do for this patient? Is it to manage? Is it to treat? Is it to advise? Whatever they've told you usually is very clear in the writing task. This is exactly what you are still going to put in. So in summary, for the purpose, you have to define the type of letter clearly. You have to define the problem clearly, and you have to define what you want the reader to do for the patient clearly. If you're able to do these 3 things, you've actually achieved the purpose of that letter. Of which this number one is the major criteria that when you fail this particular domain, whatever you write in the rest of the domain, even if the rest of the domain you're able to achieve all of them, which will actually be very difficult once you fail this one, you are not going to pass that exam. You are not going to score 350 and above in that exam. So for you to achieve 350 and above, you should be able to score up to 0.6 to 7, because the scoring system ranges from 0 to 7 for each of the domain. So in this particular domain, they will score you 0 to 7. In the next domain is 0 to 7. And you should know that the 0 means no performance. You did not even attempt at all. 1 is very poor. 2 is poor. 3 is limited. 4 is satisfactory. 5 is good. 6 is very good. And 7 is excellent. So for you to even pass or struggle to even score 350, you should be scoring something from 4, which is from satisfactory. But once you miss the major part of this, either the problem or the purpose, you didn't get any of that, it's difficult for you to really pass that exam. So that's enough for this. Then the second um, domain is the content of that letter writing. The content of that letter writing. In this case, the examiner is trying to see whether you've included the right information in that letter. The information you included in the letter, are they relevant? Yeah. Are they accurate? Are they complete? Are they well selected? These are what the examiner will be looking at for now. Not just copying everything from the case notes. Then again, the examiner will so mark you or score you from 0 again to 7. 7 being excellent. Then what is,
sorry
yeah,
to cut you short.
yes,
Yeah, the
please.
content
Yeah.
to include the right information. Must you include 100% of the right information? Because there are some times you will be wondering, should I include this information? Should I not include it? In that case, is it safe not to, especially if you are not too sure, is it safe not to ignore the particular thing you're looking at, or you just add it?
If I'm to answer that, I will say it's if you are having a dilemma whether to include
Yeah.
something or not, it's better you include it. But I'm going to show you
Okay.
that I'm going to show you how easy it is for you to know whether that information is correct or not when we start to
Okay.
review your letter.
Okay.
Because when you get those three things that I've mentioned, it's based on those three
Okay.
things that are mentioned in the purpose of the letter that will
Mm,
decide whether that
okay.
information will be included or not. Yeah, it
Okay.
becomes very easy, but sometimes it's also
Okay.
become a little bit dicey. Should I include or not? So I'll advise
Okay.
just include it then. Yep.
Okay.
Then again, they also score you from 0 to 7. Do you have any question before we proceed?
No.
All right, that's fine. So the next is the conciseness and clarity. Yeah. In the conciseness and clarity, the examiner is looking at how short, well focused, your writing in this case should be short, well focused. This kind of letter, they always score better than those that are very long and messy. That's why they've given you that word range of 180 to 200. So your letter
Okay.
um, should fit into this 180 to 200.
Okay.
Here again, they're also looking at your paragraphs to see if they are clear. Yeah. If you've added, and they are looking at it to see there is no unnecessary information. Sometimes students, they repeat words that they've used before. They're also looking at, are you repeating words? Your ideas, are they logically organized? So these are the things so your letter should be well focused. If you do all that, you will get at least 6, even if you are not getting up to 7. Yep. Then the next domain is your organization and layout. Usually, your letter should have an introduction, should have the main body, and should have a conclusion. So this is most students usually get this domain. They usually get up to 7 in this case because if you've seen a lot of letter, you should know how to like arrange it. But not just arranging the stuff. At the end, is it properly signed off? Like yours sincerely, doctor, yours sincerely, general practitioner. Yeah. What about the progression? Did it progress very well? So they look at all these things, but most persons will definitely do well in this regard. Now, the next is language. Yeah. The next is language. Well, here, to be honest, when we talk about language here, is they are looking at the medical, the register that you've used. Your register, are they medically inclined? Are they high register or low register? What I mean by this, if you're writing a consultant and when you are writing a patient relative, because sometimes they might give you a letter to write with a patient, a patient or even a patient relative. Not quite common, but there have been instances like that. If you're writing a consultant and you're writing a patient relative, to a consultant hematology, you can use the word like, and you can use it with the word like anticoagulant, all those highfalutin stuff. But let's say like anticoagulant, you want to write a patient now, you should be saying something like blood thinners. Do you
Okay.
get, even if anticoagulant is in the case note, you are not supposed to use it at that point. You rather use
Okay.
blood thinners.
Okay.
Let's say you are writing a consultant cardiologist and heart attack is in the case note. If you're writing a consultant cardiologist, I would rather use myocardial infarction. But if I'm writing a patient, I'll rather use heart attack. Or if I'm writing a physiotherapist, I'll rather use heart attack. So appropriate registrar should be used. Grammar again should be accurate. Then, but the fact is, mistakes are actually allowed in your grammar. In this particular field, even if you don't do very well, you are still likely to get over 300, even 400, even if your grammar is not even correct. Because most time, this doesn't really like bring your score down. That's just the fact. Yep. And your writing should be professional. When I mean professional, your language is not the place that you start, you say, I'm glad you are here. Instead of saying, I'm glad you came, you can say, I appreciate the fact that you came. So appreciate now looks more formal than saying, I'm glad. Or when you say, I don't think, instead of saying I do not think. So I don't think now look more informal, but when you say I do not think, so in that case now you are using contractions makes they make your writing to be informal. So you don't use all those kind of language in your letter writing. Do you have any question before we talk about the last one? Are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I am still there.
Any?
I don't have any. I don't have any questions for now.
Okay, that's fine. So in your genre and style, they are looking like at your professional tone. Are you polite in your writing? Have you used the correct level of formality?
Sorry. Something just came to my mind now on that. Was it language or something? So formal language. So how do you really? There are some times you will think a language is formal and it will be informal. So how do you, in some few cases, how will you
Okay.
now be able to decipher that this is a formal language or an informal? In some few cases.
Yeah. Sometimes the way we speak is different from the way we write. That's just the fact.
Yeah.
So some of the
Yeah.
things that make your language, these are the commonest one that people usually use. For example, the use of contractions like I don't think instead of saying I do not.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I mentioned another example. If you're able, I'll be glad if you can attend to this patient. That's more like an
Mm,
informant. I would appreciate if you can attend to this patient. That look more
mm,
formal.
mm.
Yeah. Then I think by the time we are going through your letter, we should be able to
Okay.
like start picking out
Okay.
things and then yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So these are the six domains of which you really
Okay.
need to score um for each of the domain is 0 to 7. So meaning you have a total
Mm,
of 42. So whatever you score out of
mm,
the 42 multiplied by 500 will now determine if
mm,
you are scoring 350 or whatever the figure is approximated to the nearest figure. Let's say you score 328. That should be 330 now. But if you
okay.
score 324, that should
Mm,
be 320 now.
okay.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.